Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Welcome back. It's our latest ITTV update. I'm your host, Dave Graveline. You know, we're not just a weekly video report. We also produce a weekly 3-hour national radio show. Into Tomorrow is now in its 18th season, bringing you the latest in consumer tech. If you haven't had a chance to hear it yet, stop by our site at intotomorrow.com and check out our listings of over 190 AM and FM affiliate radio stations all around the country and in Canada. Or download our free podcasts and listen at your leisure. You can also hear the show via our free apps available for a plethora of mobile devices. Stay tuned because coming up, we'll have details on our cool Into Tomorrow Hot Summer Giveaway. I promise you'll want to enter. Space travel is in the midst of a major revolution. From space agencies to space tourism to even one day, space colonization into tomorrow. At the same time, money is evolving from cash to credit cards to online and mobile transactions. PayPal is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year and is announcing its vision for how payments will support a growing space industry with what they are calling PayPal Galactic.
Space tourism is opening up to all of us in the next decade or so, and we want to make sure that PayPal is the preferred way to pay from space and in space.
This is going to be big, and now is the time to get into this. If you wait several years, it's going to be obvious to everybody.
I think that if we in fact are successful at finding ways to work and play in space, we're going to want to be there too, you and me. And inevitably, it's going to need some kind of monetary currency.
They tell us that PayPal Galactic will tackle the challenges posed by interstellar commerce, like keeping customers connected to their accounts when they're miles away from our planet.
PayPal is the favorite way to pay on Earth, and we want to make sure that it is the favorite way to pay in space, from space and to space and beyond.
So if you're one of the small handful of people heading to space these days, give it a try and let us know how it works for you. What do you think about PayPal Galactic? Let us know and we'll share your thoughts here and on our national radio show too. Let's now climb aboard our tech time machine as Chris Graveline takes a look at some of the highlights from yesterday's tech achievements with his popular This Week in Tech History. Oh, and this week, among other things, he reminds us of the birth of the World Wide Web.
This week in 1900, one of the most famous trademarks in the world, his master's voice, was registered with the U.S. Patent Office. The logo was that of the Victor Talking Machine Company and later RCA Victor. In 1960 this week, the first Etch-a-Sketch went on sale. Over 50 million units were sold during the next 25 years alone. This week in 1962, the Telstar communications satellite was successfully launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Telstar would usher in a new age of communication via telephone and TV, with voice and picture transmission from Europe to America and back. In 1981, Donkey Kong, a video game created by Nintendo, was released. The game also marked the debut of Nintendo's future mascot, Mario. And this week in 1990, the World Wide Web was born when Tim Berners-Lee, a researcher at CERN, developed the hypertext markup language, also called HTML. That's our look back at This Week in Tech History, brought to you by IFA Berlin, the global innovation show with a rich history all its own. Get more info at ifa-berlin.com. Don't forget to hit that like button on our Facebook page, fb.com/intotomorrow. While you're at it, follow our official Twitter feed at IT Radio Show. We love it when you get social with us, and we frequently send out prizes to those that like us.
Speaking of IFA, this September will be our 10th anniversary broadcast from that huge consumer electronics and home appliance show. And we're going to take 2 of our listeners with us to Berlin. How would you like to join us for free? Check out our main page at intotomorrow.com for details. And good luck. The Last of Us a PS3 exclusive game was released a couple of weeks ago. Of course, we covered it on our radio program. Into Tomorrow's Iggy Albistu had a chance to play with it and joins us now with his thoughts.
Greetings gamers and welcome back to the Gaming Grid. Today on Into Gaming we're going to check out the hype PS3 exclusive that after 2 weeks of its release it's still the most played new game. The game is called The Last of Us and it takes place in an apocalyptic world where humanity is broken into 4 factions: the military, the Firefly rebels, zombies, and the rest of humanity. The Last of Us provides gamers with exceptional gameplay that kind of reminds me a little of Assassin's Creed. In the game, you'll be climbing up walls and sneaking around villains in hopes of surviving every encounter. And of course, you'll run into plenty of zombies. The Last of Us is an action-adventure game that has an RPG twist. Now, RPG stands for role-playing game, like Dungeons & Dragons. The RPG twist that's provided in the game ranges from upgrading your weapons and gear, to decisions being made, to the open world gameplay. The only downfall is The Last of Us shares the same disappointment that Mass Effect 3 had, which was no matter what you do in a game, the ending is always the same. Now, I was able to get my hands on this game and I have to say that I would give it a rating of 9 out of 10 because of the fact that the ending, unfortunately, it's always the same outcome. The game's combat is really intriguing. What I love about it is I can go all out and just attack everyone. Though with that combat tactic, you'll be taking lots of damage, but you'll be having tons of fun. Or you could always use the stealth and trickery to slowly take out your enemies and keep most of your health intact. Overall, The Last of Us is a great game that you'll want to play over and over again because the journey that your character takes in the game is different every time you play the game. Well, that's it for Into Gaming. I'm Iggy Albistu at ITTV. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Iggy. Do you have any questions about anything related to consumer tech? Anything at all? Have a comment or tip to share with our audience? Want to share a little tech rage maybe with a product that you just weren't so pleased with? Well, you can share with us anytime, 24/7. Just call us toll-free, 1-800-899-INTO. That's 800-899-4686. Or listen and participate via our free Into Tomorrow apps. If you don't subscribe to our free once-a-week tech newsletter, what are you waiting for? It provides you with all sorts of helpful information every single week. Find out what we'll be talking about on the weekly radio show. Read our weekly tech tips, and we even have some thoughts to make you smile. Subscribe right now at intotomorrow.com. Just put your email address right there in the red box. Thanks for joining us again on Into Tomorrow TV. Look for us right here again next week and on the radio. I'm Dave Graveline.
Greetings gamers and welcome back to the Gaming Grid. No, I'm not English, I am Cuban.
I just had pizza.